Hey guys, it's me, Christy Lee, and today is the first day in a long time, I don't even remember how long it's been, that I am home alone. I used to really not like that, but in the last, I don't know, couple years or so, I've really started to appreciate alone time. Anyway, so I'm going to try to accomplish the things that I didn't accomplish yesterday, i.e. get that letter copied and mailed off. I also need to add money to the lights, but before that, I've got to roll up some more change and deposit it into the bank account so that we can put money onto the lights. I also need to try to find my W-2s and some other things, paycheck stubs, which I might have, I might not, I'm not sure. Anyway, so I had a lot of comments on my videos overnight. I've only been able to respond to 2 or 3 of them while I was waiting for Eric to get the paperwork taken care of that he needed to do to get onto the base. They're working on a base today, NAS Jacks. But I still have 14 or so comments to respond to. One of the comments that I responded to this morning was on my The Do's and Don'ts of Loving with Someone with Depression video. And since uploading that video, I have had several people comment to say thank you for doing the video, and they have shared their stories, their personal experiences with me. And I've done my best to comment back to each and every one of those because I know how important it is to connect, how alone sometimes we can feel, and I don't want anyone to feel that way. But I had a comment this morning on the video. Someone was telling me that their friend was going through the depression, and that I'm not sure if the commenter was male or female. The name didn't give it away, but that this friend hasn't shared this with most of the people in her life. Her family knows, her boyfriend doesn't, and that she's been really going through it and contemplating self-harm. So the person commenting asked for any advice, and I gave the only advice that I can give. Obviously I'm not a doctor. I am not licensed to, do anything. This is just me speaking from my own personal experiences, things that may work for me sometimes, may not work for other people, or they may work, I don't know. I'm just here to share my experiences with you guys and to be of support when I can for you and your experiences. We're all in this together. Whether you are directly affected by it or not, you're still being affected by it. You may not know it, but you are. Anyway, so I just wanted to say that, don't take any of my responses or my videos as me saying that this is 100% proven, guaranteed it's going to work. I'm not saying that at all. I am just telling you what might help you or your friend, or what has possibly helped me in the past, what hasn't helped me. I'm telling you my thoughts and my feelings on it. I'm sharing my experiences with you, telling you about how it affects my life and those around me. And I'll continue to do that. You guys have been so supportive of me. You've seen me go through so many things, and you continue to show me your true colors. You continue to be supportive, and I want to be able to repay you in any way that I can, and if that is by me talking to you, responding to your comments, giving you ideas, just being there, I'm going to do whatever I can. So the advice that I gave to this person They made a statement in the comment that they really wanted to be there for their friend. They were giving them a few days. They wanted to see her, but she didn't have the energy to communicate with anyone right now. And I've talked about that in my videos before. How when I'm going through my depression, sometimes I just do not have the energy to communicate to anyone, to get out of bed, to do anything. And sometimes I do want to be alone. But I think that I want to be alone because I feel like a burden on other people, or I feel like those people don't truly care, and they're just being superficial, and it's the superficial part is what gets me, the not being genuine. Anyway, so my advice to this person was to maybe, and I'm not saying that this is going to fix anything. It probably won't, but it could. You know, Eric was able to pull me out of a pretty deep depression. And it wasn't instant, but it helped. So it may not fix the problem, but the person is going to remember who was there when they come out of this. And whether or not they can vocalize it to you, it means the world to them that you're there. So I suggested maybe picking just a silly, funny comedy movie. Daddy's Home is my recommendation for right now because that was actually funny. I watched it twice in 2 days. I don't usually do that. Maybe just pick a funny movie. Don't ask them for their advice because they're not advice, their preference. They're not going to have the energy to come up with an idea. That's just not going to happen. So you go ahead and make that. I wouldn't choose romance. I wouldn't choose horror. I wouldn't choose anything that's going to bring up feelings of love, of anything that's too philosophical, that's going to make them think and make connections between. That's why I say go with comedy, because it's just stupid comedy. It's dumb, whatever, and I don't think it's going to bring up too many feelings. So pick a movie, show up at their house, maybe have popcorn, candy, whatever it is that you know that they normally would like, and just be like, hey, I'm here. We don't have to talk. I'm just going to put this movie in. We'll just lay here and just let's just be, you know? And that's it, really. To just don't try to force them to go out of the house. Don't try to force them to talk about it. Just let them be in the moment. Let them deal with what they're dealing with, but let them know that you're there. Don't have to talk. Nothing needs to be said. Just your presence is good enough. And then also, this is, the person had also said that they were pretty bad off to the point where they were looking at self-harm for relief, and they wanted advice on that. So the only two things that I know what to say about that is, one, usually the worst of the depression is temporary. Now I know that it can go on for a long time, but the point, okay, how do I best put this? What I suggested was that the person ask their friend for a personal favor to them, to please don't do anything yet. Give it a couple of days. Give it a week. Just please, for me, give it a little bit of time. Don't act on this yet. Please, just wait. Okay? And then if you're still feeling like this a week from now, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Just don't do anything yet. And maybe that'll be enough to help them get through that feeling. Maybe not, but it's worth a try. The other thing that I suggested, and this is a bit odd, and it may not work, and it may not be the best route to go with everyone. You have to know who you're dealing with. You have to kind of have an idea of how they take things. I don't know, but my mom told this to me, and it sometimes works for me when I'm thinking of ending my own life, to think about this. Now, sometimes it can be even worse, to think that even in death it may not be over. But this is what my mom said to me. Not word for word, I'm paraphrasing. But she basically said that we do not know without a shadow of a doubt what happens after we die. Okay? A lot of religious people have beliefs that they go to heaven, or they go to hell, or they inherit paradise on earth, or we rest for a while and then, you know, Jesus comes back or whatever. I don't know that much about other religions. I think some of them think that we're reincarnated. So there's a lot of different takes on what happens when we die. Some people think that nothing happens, that we just disintegrate and our energy flows out into the universe. But there's no guarantee what the afterlife is, or if there is an afterlife. So she put this thought into my mind. You want to end your life because you're tired of the pain, and you see that as the only way out. But what if it's not? What if ending this life doesn't do anything? It doesn't stop the pain. What if now you're just dead and feeling the pain? Except now, there's no coming out of it. It's too late, you're dead. There's no, at least when you're alive, you can still see the beauty in the world. You can still come out of what you're going through. If you end your life, there's no coming back from that. And you can feel just as much pain or more on the other side. You could be trapped feeling this for eternity. You don't know that. So ending your life probably might not be, however you want to say that, the answer, because it could be just as bad, if not worse, on the other side. You don't know. We don't know. Nobody knows. I think people, or when I'm in that state of mind, I like to think that if I kill myself, sorry, I know that's kind of very direct. If I end my life, then I end the pain. There's just nothing. But I don't know that that's true. And sometimes that's enough to scare me into trying to look for other ways, or trying to accept what I'm going through and just living with it. Something else that I wanted to bring up, and I kind of talked about this, I think I might have touched on it yesterday in my invisible illness anxiety video. If not, then I definitely talked about it in some of the comments, but I want to say it directly in a video about how we should treat ourselves when we're going through depression, and how you should treat someone else when they're going through depression or anxiety or panic attacks, whatever it is. We would not treat someone with a visible physical illness like they needed to just get over it. We would not put them down, tell them that they're lazy, that they're never going to be good enough, that we would never do that. Okay? So we shouldn't do it to people who are experiencing things that we can't see. Just because we can't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist, and it doesn't mean that it isn't just as strong as any other sickness that would cause us to be crippled. The other side of that is, let's put it this way. My sister recently went through something, and it caused a lot of depression for her. And I suggested for her to try something. Now, this doesn't work all the time. It may not work at all for some people. I know that it doesn't work all the time for me. But sometimes I'm able to do this. Sometimes when I'm going through my depression or my anxiety or whatever, I try to pretend, I guess, that what I'm feeling, what I'm going through right now is not depression. It's not anxiety. That's not what's going on. Right now, I'm sick. I've come down with the cold, flu, I caught a bug, and it's affecting me. It's making me tired. I've lost energy. I'm not hungry. I don't feel like going out and doing anything. I'm just sick and I don't feel good right now. And sometimes it actually tricks my mind into looking at it differently and feeling differently about it. Because when I'm sick, when I've got the flu, I'm not moving out of the bed. I'm not doing it. I don't feel like it. I feel like crap. I don't want to get up. I don't want to do anything. And I don't sit there and think about all the things that I'm not doing because I'm sick. I don't sit there and go, God, Christy, your house is a mess. You need to get up and clean this house. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Why can't you get up and clean? Why can't you get up? You need to call these people. You're going to be late on this. You need to get up out of your... Quit being lazy. Just quit and get up. I don't do that. When I'm sick, I'm going to lay there and I'm going to let my body do its thing and I'm going to let it heal itself. I'm going to take my medicine if I need to. I don't usually take medicine if I don't have to, but... And I'm going to give myself the time to work through for the stuff inside here to handle what it needs to handle so I can get back to normal. I'm not going to sit there and make myself feel bad for the stuff that I'm not able to do right now. I'm not going to do it. Nobody does. Who does that? Nobody does that. So why do we do that when we're depressed? I don't know if that's just something that happens, but what I want you to try to do is make a conscious effort to recognize when you're doing this and stop yourself and say, look, I'm going through something. I don't know what it is. I'm sick. I don't feel well. And I'm gonna relax and I'm gonna take care of me. This is going to go away. This is a temporary thing. I'm sick. I don't feel good, but things are going to get back to normal. It might take a little while, but things are going to get back to normal. And just be gentle to yourself. Be patient with yourself. Be self-loving, self-comforting. If you need to sleep, sleep. If you just want to lay there and stare at the wall, lay there and stare at the wall. If you want to soak in a hot bath, soak in a hot bath. If you don't want to do anything, don't do anything. Just don't beat yourself up over it. Just be. It's okay. It's all right. So, I guess that's all I wanted to say for right now. I can't think of anything else. I'm home all day till at least 4 o'clock, maybe 3:30. And I've got some things I need to do, but I'm sure that stuff is going to come flooding into my mind. So if I think of anything else, I'll get on here and I'll do another video. I may not post it till tomorrow or the next day. We'll see. I was just talking to Eric this morning about Halloween. I think for the week of Halloween, I would like to do Vlogoween, and I would like him to do different makeups on my face for each episode. So we're going to try to do that. But for those of you out there who are struggling with depression, anxiety, any of those invisible illnesses, and somebody brought up a point, it's not just depression, anxiety, and panic, things like that that are invisible. People suffer with Lyme disease, fibromyalgia, endometriosis. These are all medical conditions that are also invisible and also cause these people pain and suffering and illness and things like that. Any invisible illness needs to be treated as anything else with compassion and understanding. And you get what I'm trying to say. But if you guys are struggling with any of this, just please be patient with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Be self-loving and self-caring and self-comforting. Don't beat yourself up. Just relax. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay, and you are not alone, and you are most certainly stronger than you feel right now. You are. You are. Every time I go through something and I think I'm not going to be able to handle this, I am not going to come out of this, And so far, every time I have. Every single time this has tried to beat me down, I have won and I have come out on the other side. And it may not feel like you're going to make it through this time. Do not give up. Do not let this thing beat you. Don't do it. It's going to be okay. Alright guys, I'm going to go and I'm going to take care of business. And I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, I'm at It's Me Christy Lee. And I will see you next time. Bye.